The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Hello, happy Friday everybody. This is Irina and we are behind the velvet rope with my very special guest, Larissa Salavio, a stylist and a model and a beautiful, beautiful lady. So Larissa, say hello to everybody.
Hello everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Irina, thank you for inviting.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. And we just joined our Facebook Live. So if you guys are familiar with our page, it's Behind the Velvet Rope with Irina on Facebook. Please go there and you will see us live. So you don't want to miss that. Like two gorgeous ladies. It's much better than just listening to us with our Russian accents. It's always better to look at Russian ladies and listen to their Russian accent. So yes, I give away a secret. So Larissa is also Russian. No secret, right? I mean, I have a lot of Russian friends, of course, but I promise you I will bring some American people who will be easy on your ears later. But, you know, it's just naturally, I want to bring you best of the best. And I think my Russian friends are very special. So,
well, thank you.
So we actually met with Larissa a couple of years ago, and I didn't know she was a model and a stylist. We actually met at the university.
In a completely different setting.
Absolutely, yes. I was actually trying to teach Russian. I found out that my university was offering a Russian course. And Larissa was actually a person who was already teaching for years. Mm-hmm. And I was connected with her in order for me to organize my classes and just, you know, share the experience. And as far as I know, you're still teaching, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so that's, she's mom, she's a stylist, she's a model, and she's teaching Russian and doing a lot of other things, like most of Russian women there. Very, very organized. They can do a lot of things at the same time, and they're also very ambitious. So how's by the way, we can start with the teaching. I think it's you know, it's a great area. So how do you like it so far? Like,
teaching?
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely love it. It can be very time consuming, but I enjoy it. It's something that brings me joy. Yeah.
And you start with the alphabet of
yes,
Russian language.
Yes. We start from zero.
Yeah, and you teach people how to read and write, and then they go to the next level. So I was actually lucky enough to teach those students who already graduated from your classes after 2 semesters with you, and they come to me, they already knew how to read, they knew how to talk, and I just actually was having fun with them and doing all the fun projects, you know, like video presentations, discussing books and stuff like that. So, and I was actually very, very impressed how much people can advance in just 1 year.
Yes.
They go from zero to they actually can talk to me on the maybe fifth grade level of English, but still they can express themselves and they can understand me speaking Russian, and I can understand them. And I'm so proud of those students who I taught for a short year. They're actually in Russia right now. One of them in St. Petersburg University. I'm very proud of him. And my other students, they actually can watch movies in Russian, they can read. And for those of you who is inspired to learn foreign language, it is possible.
Yes, it is possible. If some people can learn Russian, then I can imagine other languages would be a lot easier.
Absolutely. And Russian is one of the most difficult languages.
Yes, definitely.
And still people manage to do it. So high fives and, you know, all the you know, our admiration to those students, which every year go through this very difficult course of learning Russian and actually then visiting the country and learning the culture. And thanks to people like you, Larissa, who is teaching them from the very beginning to, you know, to the level where they can express themselves freely and be very proud of themselves. So for those of you who is inspired and who has questions about learning Russian, you can always contact Larissa. She has a Facebook page, and she also has a beautiful Instagram page. And I remember my first impression when I saw your photos, how amazing they are. And it's not just the photos of you, it's the photos you take, because it looks like you love photography, and you have a natural taste and an eye for beauty in nature, in people, in different things. And I just admire your Instagram page. It's just such a happy place, just so many beautiful colors, so many beautiful images, just to come there and your eyes just in a paradise. So how did the love for photography come to you? When did you discover that?
Well, thank you so much, Irina, for all the compliments. I don't know. It just happened one day. I like to see beauty in anything and everything. So I try to find something positive in any situation I go through. I think that's where it comes from. I think that's where my good pictures come from. I think I just train my eye to see something positive in any environment. So
what was first? Was it the love of taking pictures of something, or when the pictures were taken of you, or modeling actually? What was
definitely photography.
So you
taking pictures,
okay.
Yes, definitely.
And I see how I was noisy, and I looked all the way back to your pictures.
I had no doubt.
I like to see the evolution in people's, through people's photos, and it's a history. It's it's a visual history. And I saw how you started taking pictures. I always thought that you have this inclination of modeling and posing, even very early. But what you start doing very recently with your photo shoots is just amazing to me. Like the way you can actually put the things together and style your photo shoot, and I know it comes from you. Like I know some of it, of course, is photographer skill. You cannot deny that. But I also know how much it comes from the model and the person who actually styles the photo shoot, find the clothes, put it all together, come up with a creative idea of how to make it. And that was one of the questions we said that we will answer for people. So how do you plan your photo shoots? And those of you who were on our Facebook page and Instagram, we have the link for Larissa's page. So go and see for yourself all those amazing images. I reposted, and also the ones which are still on her page. I cannot share everything. So tell us, how do you come up with ideas? How do you plan your photo shoot? Because I'm sure there's a lot of inspiring models which want to know how to do that before they actually booked with the agency, and before they learn how to do that. It's great if you can share some insight.
Sure. Well, I think it is as simple as being yourself. I know you probably heard it so many times, but it is the first thing you do. So I think mistakes that many models make at the early stages of their career is that they try to go for what is popular. So if you think about it, those sexy poses, those photo shoots, that's what aspiring models do. They go for those kind of pictures. If that is not me, everyone will see it. Those pictures will be fake. They're not going to represent me, so I am not going to be successful in something that is not me. Unless you're a really gifted, talented actress and you can, play that character.
Fake it that well.
Fake it till you make it, right? Well, I am not so talented in that field, not such a talented actress. So I decided to go with me. So I think that's the best thing you could do. If you just, if you have a story, if you have a vision, if you have something that you could share with the world, tell everyone about it. Be you. So if, I don't know, if you like romantic style, if you like flowy dresses, do that. If you're not a girly girl and you prefer jeans and sneakers, that's you, do that. So that's just my main advice, definitely. Another important thing is colors. Know your color theory. So know your color wheel. So definitely do some research. Play with your closet. See what you have. Go to the mirror.
Yeah,
Put that fabric next to your face. Right. That's called the portrait zone, around your face. Put that fabric next to your face and see how do you look in it. Do you look fresh, rejuvenated, or do you look like you haven't slept at all for days?
And it's amazing what color can do for you. You know, I really underestimated it before, and sometimes you put the makeup shadows on your eyes and you're a totally different person.
Yes.
And the same with the clothes. You know, you sometimes something looks great in real life until you take a picture. Yes. And when you take pictures, you're like, what happened? Yes. What happened to this outfit? It was so great on me, and now I look like I don't know, eggplant. You know, I always thought like purple is my color, but it's definitely not my color. And then every time I put red, for example, I was like, oh my gosh, those pictures are amazing. And also not all the red.
Not all shades.
Shade of the red that looks great on you. So okay, how do you actually go shopping? Like, how do you build your closet? Let's just start with shopping. Like, I know shopping for me was such a pain before. I hated go shopping because I felt like I can't find anything. And then I would finally buy something and I come home and I might never wear this thing I bought again, or it doesn't match anything in my wardrobe at all. And I just feel like I still have half of my closet, which I will probably never wear, and it needs to go somewhere because it's either I need to lose 20 pounds or it's from, I don't know, like something else. Like I you know, right now my main rule when I go shopping is if I can wear it right now somewhere and take pictures in it and my photos look great, that's the only reason I would buy that piece.
Yes.
And in my head, I always go like, okay, what can I match it with? And sometimes I know for sure, and sometimes I just want to try it with different things. So those are things I've learned from a lot of mistakes and half of my closet which needs to be thrown away. And mainly through working with stylists as a model, as an actress, because as an actress you get dressed by professionals and your taste habits start forming better. You start understanding what goes with what, and then you create your own instincts in that area. But you're a professional. I mean, I just always admire people like you who can just put things together and look fabulous. And you look like $1 million, and I know sometimes you don't even spend that because you know, like you have that talent because you know, like, but you put the things together and you look like you just spend like thousands and thousands of dollars. So what's your secret? What do you think when you go shopping? Do you have a plan or not? And how do you manage to look so fabulous all the time?
Well, thank you. I definitely heard that. There were a couple of times when I arrived for a photo shoot and photographers were like, wow, you look stunning. Or another time a photographer was like, may I touch this bag? he was afraid to touch my bag because he thought it was an extremely expensive purse, so he wasn't sure. And
I know some people actually do spend thousands of dollars and still everybody would think it's fake. Yes. Or it's just in such a bad taste, like things just don't go together. And people spend thousands of dollars. So I'll be quiet. Or tell us all your secrets, because I've just seen it when people wear Louis Vuitton and they still look like they're homeless people. You know what I'm saying? Like everything on them is Gucci and Louis Vuitton. But if I would have passed you on the street, I would think you need some change.
I definitely agree with you. And the situation that I just described, when a photographer was afraid to touch my purse, that purse actually cost me $5. I bought it on true story, yes. I bought it on a flea market at San Francisco. Okay. So yes.
But was it a brand purse, or was it just a beautiful purse?
It actually wasn't an antique purse that was brand new at some point.
Okay.
It had tags and everything. I don't think it was a brand name, or maybe I just don't know that brand name, but it was a nice quality. So that is the main secret. So when I go shopping, I try to go for quality versus quantity.
And do you go by brands or by materials, texture, or what defines quality to you?
That's a good question. So quality for me is definitely, sometimes it's brands, but as long as it's something not flashy. So I'm going for natural fabrics, wool, cotton, linen, leather. I go for real thing. You know, like avoid synthetic, avoid artificial fabrics. That definitely gives you a richer look. Then another thing that I personally try to avoid is getting flashy things or wearing too many brands at the same time, because that's what gives a fake look.
Right.
You know, like when you wear all your best at the same time.
Yeah, I have my Gucci cap, I have my Chanel scarf, I have my Louis Vuitton something, you know, and it's like,
And I'm on the bus.
and I'm on the bus, right? It's very, very questionable.
Yes.
Very questionable.
Yes,
Did you purchase it on a neck out, market in China, or did you really spend that much money? You know, so and it's just sometimes it just doesn't flatter. Like I always was thinking, like, why are you wearing a brown Louis Vuitton bag when there is nothing? It doesn't match with anything that you wear. And I understand there are some statement bags or statement necklaces or statement pieces which you want to stand out.
Yes.
But so for you, does it matter? Are you trying to emphasize a certain piece when you get dressed? I'm kind of jumping back and forth from shopping to style. Are you trying to bring attention to certain piece and minimize everything else, or do you want them to match and complement each other? What is your strategy when you're building your certain image or certain photo shoot style?
Well, my rule is definitely less is more. So if you're wearing something like, you're using an example of Louis Vuitton bag, so I would use monochromatic color scheme. If you have one flashy item, then bring everything down, so only that one thing catches attention. Because when you have too much, that's like all over the place, it's too busy, and people want to look away from you because it is too much. It's not something your eye wants to rest on. So definitely I would wear nudes or something in the same color scheme if you have a flashy item. So let's say you're wearing everything nude or all browns, all grays, and then you can have some bright accessories or a bright purse.
And one color doesn't mean boring. Because what I've learned, it also can be just a different shade of the same color.
Definitely.
It creates an interesting combination.
Yes, absolutely. It's actually a very popular trend now to use one color in different shades. So, for example, as you can see on one of my latest photo shoots, I'm wearing red top and pink skirt. So it's the same color. It's just different shades of it. It's red, but it's becoming white but it's the pink bottom. Like you just dilute red with white and it becomes pink. So it's the same color. It's just a different shade of it. And you could do that, or you could, if you're using the same color, play with textures. Use different textures. So that definitely creates an interest too. And it's not too much because you're in the same color, but then the interest is created by the textures.
Texture. Yeah, definitely. I actually tried that on one of my recent photo shoots. Like I was playing with like a velvet dress and a cotton trench coat.
Yeah,
and it actually looked okay. It wasn't too bad, but I'm still working on it. I'm not as perfect as you are. So when do you shop? Do you shop for, and as you mentioned, like sometimes you don't have to go to the mall to find interesting pieces. I actually am learning more and more from people I'm working with that in malls you hardly ever find anything interesting.
Yes.
All the interesting stuff is actually in places where most people would never look for. Like you said flea market. Actually, I realized that most of the people in the movies are dressed from Goodwill. That was and such. There are different places where movie set, wardrobe people actually searching for pieces and buying them, and they're different channels. But most of them are either vintage clothes and it doesn't have to be a period piece. It can be something that somebody already wore sometime and then they repurposing it. And the funny part, after they're done with the movie, they put it for sale again. Like, for example, I just saw today that we just finished filming Superfly, which comes out next year. And all the clothes is right now on sale for cast members and people who worked on the movie by the wardrobe department. So some people actually making a pretty good business out of that, because they buy all these clothes and after the movie comes out, they auction it. And who knows how many thousands of dollars they will make out of something that the main character in that movie wore, for example. And I was so tempted, like, should I go and check it out? But I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so busy on that day. Like, I already have a bunch of things to, I have to take care of. But yes, that's what people on movie sets doing. And that's what a lot of stylists for, photo shoots are doing as well. Unless you represent some kind of brand, which is showing their new collection or something they just designed. It's hardly ever brand new pieces. That's what I'm learning.
I agree. I rarely go to mall nowadays because malls are, well, not everything. There are upscale malls versus regular malls. So I feel like regular malls are designed for a younger crowd, for people who go for quantity versus quality.
Right.
So,
and as you get older, you start looking for something that is unique as you are, and you own one of a kind piece, which is either was made for you or nobody has it, or very few people own it. Actually, this is kind of what you go for later. I think as you develop your taste and as you develop your wardrobe, more and more you want to have very unique pieces.
Definitely. With years, with experience, you know what works best for you, so you know exactly what you need, not what everyone else is wearing. You kind of want to stand out
and create
from the crowd.
Yes. But at the same time, of course, you need new pieces. You need a basic new pieces, which go with as many other things as possible. Yeah. So are there like favorite items you think every woman should have? Like, is there something like a mini list which, okay, you must have them. If you don't have those pieces, you're incomplete. Is there like a short list in your mind?
Well, definitely. So I believe, and that's just my personal opinion, everyone should have like a basic sweater. And I don't want to say white because you need to know your colors. White doesn't work for everyone. So, for example, for women like we are, for Eastern European women, white is not the best color. So we should probably go for something that is off-white, so to minimize that contrast. Yeah. Or something that has, like a little bit of pinkish or beige in it. So definitely you need to know your colors. For example, I would say white sweater for high contrast women. Like if you can think of Chanel, imagine dark hair, dark eyes. So like a white sweater would look good on her to create that contrast. We need to stay away from the contrast. So we need to wear something softer.
Right. So, and what I've heard as an advice is you want people to see you.
Exactly.
You don't want them to see your clothes. When you enter the room, you want people to see you, your eyes, your skin, how gorgeous you are. And there's something about you, but they don't know what it is. You just stand out. And it's not always like you're talking about blending in, but I, for example, like bright colors. And when my friend was asking, okay, black or red, I was like, red.
Definitely.
I don't want you.
Good choice.
You need to turn the heads. Like, come on, and it's not just, I'm an introverted person, like I like to read the book, believe it or not, but I have to stand out because I'm in a very competitive industry. I network with a lot of people and you want to leave a lasting impression. So it depends on what your goals are. But I think overall, if you're building your brand, if you want to advance in your career, you always have to get dressed for the next level, as it's very basic career advice. And you need to be memorable, and so
memorable not for the dress, but memorable for you.
Not that you were wearing Louis Vuitton, but or whatever, the brand you chose, Gucci, Chanel. But you can wear very inexpensive clothes. But of good quality. But the problem is good quality usually costs money.
Yes, that is true. That is true. So,
but unless, as I said, you buying vintage clothes or, you are not shy away from resale website. And actually, on that note, you told me that at some point you were actually reselling vintage clothes.
Yes, definitely. I did that. It was quite an adventure for me. I started it. I don't even know how I started it. I needed something for my baby shower, and like a picture frame or something, photo props, and that's how my friend and I went to a thrift store, and then we ended up walking away from a store with leather jackets and Coach bags. And when I say Coach bags, I don't mean those bags that have letter C's on them, because like I said, I'm not a big fan of flashy things. I actually got a pretty nude leather Coach bag that the only way you know it was Coach is by the tag attached to it and by the receipt that was in that purse. That was like for 2 items, and the total was $2,500, so you know it's real. And it was in great shape. I don't think it was used more than twice.
And
so that's how I got into it.
Feel certain things, like they can get it as I said, you have to hunt for those pieces, and I think it's a part of the fun shopping.
It's an adventure. It definitely sucked me in. So yeah, I was doing it for fun, and I'll tell you what. One day I it was just like I said, it was an adventure for me. Let's see what I can find, and then I would sell it on eBay, and then I ended up saving some money with it, and that's how I paid for my hotel when I went to Iceland.
Oh yeah, I know you like to travel, so we'll get back to that. But yeah, like I just also realized, like, I get so much clothes from film sets, from photo shoots, and my wardrobe, my closet is overflowing actually, and I'm like, okay, I need to get rid of it. I can donate it, and some of it I do, and then I'm thinking, but it's like, this is new, this is a great piece, and maybe that was a character in the movie which people will love. Maybe I should auction it, just like I was telling you. Some people I should do it. So we might come back to that.
Yeah,
we might actually auction all the clothes.
You never know what you're gonna find. I'm so spoiled. I don't buy anything if it doesn't have a price tag. I'll tell you, I bought a $500 dress for Christmas last year, and I only paid I don't remember, like $30 for it. Which I was happy.
Well, by the way, I see some people joining us. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Edmund. And hi, Taylor. So I see people on Facebook Live. So those who want to ask the questions about styling, fashion, and anything and everything, or just regular question, whatever comes to your mind. Now is a good time. Go to Facebook Live and ask the questions. That's the whole reason why we're showing our faces. Trust me, I will be much more comfortable in my sweats, but you actually have to put the makeup on. Because, radio is convenient of it, like you don't really have to see me. But we'll make sure that you guys can see us and ask the questions. So go ahead, don't be shy. And if you like, if you can hear us well and can see us well, please send us some hearts so we know we are actually not alone in this universe. There's somebody out there watching us. And also, if you like us, share us on your pages and bring more friends to join us. We would highly appreciate it. Once again, we're on Behind the Velvet Rope with Irina, a Facebook page. Just put this in a search and it will come up. Irina is a key part, because I realize there are some other Behind the Velvet people behind the Velvet Rope. But with Irina, we'll actually take you to our page. Well, so we were talking about the key pieces. So you said good quality. So what are the pieces? I keep jumping from one topic to another because I want to ask you so many things. But okay, let's get back to making a perfect wardrobe so what it is.
Like I said, my number one item was sweater, right?
I was listening.
So yeah, kind of like sort of your classic sweater,
but it's
not turtleneck, a little bit looser, because tight things are not in style at the moment. You don't want to. You're supposed to be.
All I've seen on TV is like super tight.
It depends on what you're watching.
I guess my channels. Okay.
So yeah.
So go ahead. Okay.
And then I'll go with a classic cut dress. Again, as people say, you want to have a black dress, but black doesn't look good on everyone. For example, again, back to us, Eastern European women, they don't look as great in black or white.
What about all American blondes?
Well, if you're blonde, you don't want to go completely black. So use something softer. Use darker shade of gray, darker shade of brown.
Or like
navy blue,
I
yes.
figure out my navy blue dress is
So yeah,
for me.
so your classic little black dress would be for women, like I said, like Chanel. Imagine someone, Italian-looking women with darker hair,
like
darker
Hispanic
eyes.
ladies,
Yes,
Hispanic
Hispanic ladies.
with
Yes,
all those
absolutely.
bright colors.
Yes, yes.
Olive skin. Yeah, I need to get a lot of fake tan before I get into that
See,
category.
yeah.
Because the real tan does not work on me. Like, no, yeah. That's one of the things. But yeah, but I mean, that's actually a point that as you change, if you change your hair color and you get more tan, for example, or you get pale during the winter, your scheme of colors, it's actually changes a little bit. Like, because I know, like, if I look great in black and bright yellow during the summer when I'm tan,
Yeah.
it's not going to work for me on how I look right now, no tan.
Or right after the winter.
Or right
It's
after
gonna
the
make
winter.
you washed out and so
Yeah.
pale and
Yeah, I actually disappear in
yeah. So
those
see,
colors.
it's like go with something softer. And like you mentioned earlier, you like red again because it works for you.
Yeah, on photos especially. Love it. Blue, I figure out the blue is a good color for me. So basically find what suits you.
Yes.
And complements your body. You know, because sometimes what I'm finding the silhouettes which actually work for my curvy figure. And you know, I think everybody can find something that complements them. Doesn't matter if you're too skinny or you're curvy or one, you know, you're like heavy at the bottom or heavy on top, you still can balance it out.
Yes,
and that's what you
absolutely.
need to look for as well, is the color which complements you and the silhouette that complements you.
Yes, you can
Yeah.
play and you can look great. You just need to know what works for you.
Yeah.
And like I said, we buy clothes to work for us.
Yeah, enhance our assets and, you know, minimize whatever.
You should be wearing clothes, not the other way around.
Right. So it shouldn't be like, oh, I'm trying to squeeze myself in those jeans. No, jeans have to fit in a way that you're comfortable. You know,
They should be your size,
You should be your size,
not
yeah.
2 sizes
Yeah,
smaller.
that was my early mistakes. Like I would always buy something just because the number of size looked better, and then I would be so uncomfortable, look so horrible in it, that I would be like, why don't I just... Believe it or not, I still have pants which are like 4 sizes smaller than I need, and they've been in my closet for at least good 12 years now, you know, and they're brand new with the tags. I never made it 4 sizes smaller. I might be 2 sizes.
Well, you gotta stay positive. You never know.
I'm still hoping, and I'm sure many women have. I mean, probably not
You are so right. Many people do
women
that.
have that section of their closet, which is like a dream section of impossible sizes. Something they wore at high school once, maybe in 5th grade, you know, they're still trying to get there in their 40s and 30s and stuff like that. And I'm still a believer that one day I might actually wear those pants, but I'm start getting to actually to the point where I think I need to face the truth and either donate or sell them, because they still have price tags on them and it's been too long.
Yeah, just let it go. Just let them go.
I just need to free up that space and bring something that actually makes me look beautiful.
Yes.
Doesn't make me feel guilty all the time.
The clothes should work for you. So by wearing something that's too small for you or too tight, you actually let everyone know that you're not comfortable with the way you are.
That's a great point, actually. That's a very words of wisdom. Words of wisdom. So, do you help others people who are struggling? Because there's like a huge category of women who say, I hate shopping because every time I go to the store, I can't find anything. For years, my mom hated shopping because she said, there's nothing that fits me or makes me look great. Luckily, recently she actually started enjoying it, you know, and she started finding things and building her wardrobe better. So, do you provide that as a service? Like, if somebody's comes in and it's like, Larissa, I need your help. Like, I'm struggling. Like, help me, please. Do you do that?
Well, sure, definitely.
So
yes.
all they need to do is actually message you on Instagram, and if you like it to live in Atlanta, you might help them.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's the deal. Well, I will definitely ask Larissa to help me with styling some of my, you know, voluntarily photo shoots, which I'm doing just for fun, because I think your pictures are amazing. If you haven't seen them, you should check it out.
Yeah,
you should check it out.
I'll be happy to help you. We should do a photo shoot together.
Absolutely. That's the whole reason I'm inviting you. So later I can tell him like, remember you promised me on air? I actually have it recorded.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a proof, right?
I have a proof that you promised, you know.
You cannot back out now.
No, you can't.
No, yeah.
So, okay, you mentioned that you actually financed your trip to Iceland with your little side venture, which is great for stay-at-home moms or busy moms. I think, you know, we were recently talking about how a lot of actors and models, they're struggling. And, you know, I think you just have to be creative. And I think you created this great business for yourself. You know, it's something that you love to do, and it generated for you some income as well, you know.
Yeah.
And you have the daughter, right? So,
Yes.
Which is also on Instagram, and I think she's going to be a future influencer and fashionista, because how old is she now?
She'll be 4 in May.
She'll be 4, but she is already influencer. She
is a diva.
She's a diva. Larissa was just, I mean, I just looking at her pictures, how she puts her stuff together, and I remember one of your comments, like, before you even woke up, she would have had her outfit with jewelry and hat and everything, and shoes, which probably like 10 sizes more than she needs. Your shoes.
But there were sparkly shoes.
There were sparkly shoes, yeah. So she worked out the whole outfit of the day before Mama even got out of the bed. So, yeah, I mean, she's having fun, and I see, like, she really loves taking pictures. And you take such adorable pictures of her. It's just amazing to me. Like, she's a future model. I can endorse that on record. Yeah, and so have you ever thought about actually getting her into industry, or
signing her up?
Yeah,
yes,
like,
I have. I definitely need to start working on that.
Yeah.
So it's just when she was younger, she was not comfortable with the camera. So,
but I get.
Now she is much better.
She started enjoying it, actually.
She is starting to.
And you have some adorable pictures of her. So, so your mom, and now you're in that point where you're actually more of becoming a friend. So what's your opinion of mom managers? Like, you know, we have example of Kardashian empires, but I think Jen, help me with the name.
Chloe. I really don't know
mom, I think she just built this, empire. And people have different opinions about is it good, is it bad? And I'm also looking at some, parents who bring their children, to film, to movie sets, and make them actors. I was just actually on a movie where we had a group of children working, and some of those actors, they're 4 years old, but they're professional SAG actors,
Wow.
They're amazing. I mean, the maturity level, the creativity of these children, it just amazes me. And what is your opinion? Should you push your child into industry, be a model, be a actor, or should you try to shelter them and protect them and, don't expose your children? What's your opinion about it?
Well, I don't like to push anyone into anything. I think this is how you can kill all interest. So I think many parents do that. They push their children into something. Basically what these parents are trying to do, they're trying to realize their dreams.
Through children. Right.
So basically those children are forced to live a life that parents wanted for themselves, but somehow, somewhere, it didn't work out. So now they're putting all that responsibility on the children. It's like, oh, now you have to become an actress. Now you have to become a model just because I wanted to be a model. But it didn't happen because I had you. And then all this, it puts too much pressure on a human being. And I don't believe in that. I think we definitely should expose our children to try different things, so they can decide if that's something for them or not. So I would like to, my goal as a mother, this is how I see it, my goal is to expose my daughter to different things, and then she should decide herself.
Well, do you think it creates a kind of addiction to be evaluated and seen all the time, and be so dependable on others people's opinion about you? Or does it create an independent person who actually knows who they are, and they are not afraid of attention? They actually know how to take a compliment. They know how to be in public and express themselves, their creativity, their independence. What's your opinion about that?
Well, again, like you said, there are good things in that and there are bad things in that. So nothing is ever good or bad. It all depends on how you manage it. I definitely think it's a great thing to expose your child to an acting career or a modeling career, because that way, they feel confident in public. They can do public speaking. They know how to present themselves. They know how to carry themselves.
And they make money.
And yeah, there you go. So at such an early age, right?
I mean, I swear, like it's like 4 years old. They probably make more money than many adults.
Yes, they
nowadays.
do. They do.
Yeah.
It is definitely helpful to know what you look like, to what facial expressions or how you present yourself, how you carry yourself. If you think about it, some people don't take modeling seriously, but if you know how to manage yourself, if you know how to carry yourself, those skills can help you get a great, well-paying position.
Yeah, and I think it's not even in the entertainment industry only. I mean, I think overall, your confidence as a person comes across in communication and through any career and through school.
Absolutely.
At school, they feel more socially adept and they are not shy about their appearance. They actually know how to emphasize their strength.
Definitely, it's
through
important.
clothes and I mean, it can be. It's. I think it's not something superficial, because a lot of people look at it, oh, you're so superficial, you're concerned about your appearance, you need to develop your inner beauty, and I believe in balance.
Me too.
I believe
agree.
in balance, because I think it can go so like extremes both ways. You can be a dorky person who likes to read and doesn't like to socialize with anybody because you think you have big ears or your eyes are too close to each other or whatever. Just because you don't know how to correct it with makeup or with your clothes, you didn't learn that skill. And I think it's a skill, how to get dressed, how to present yourself, how to do your makeup, how to do your hair. But of course you want to be not just a shell. You want to have something to talk about. You want to have an interesting personality. You want to have a good heart. You want to know how to, care about other people, notice other people. Because I think, there are so many people who, when they socialize, they're so focused on telling their story and getting attention for what they know and what skills they have. But they never take the time to get to know people around them. But I noticed the most popular people are those who actually all they do is listen. And getting to know everybody.
Yes.
And those people don't have to compete with those other popular people who are trying so hard to get all the attention in the group, because the attention comes so natural to them, because people feel more comfortable around those people.
Well, they feel appreciated.
And feel appreciated, and I'm feeling like I'm talking too much instead of listening. But this is something I observed very recently. Like the best way to become popular is actually not to tell everybody how much you're better than everybody else, but to get to know those people around you.
Yeah, or tell others how good they are at something what they do.
Compliments, right?
See, the same thing with clothes. When everything is flashy, when every single piece you wear is a Madonna outfit, then you're not getting attention that you're screaming for. It's the other way around.
Yeah, people are trying to turn away.
Yeah.
But when you kind of understate it, people, and I'm not saying to stay away from kind of outfits like, let's say Lady Gaga is wearing or something, but I think there should be, kind of a place for those things. Even, I don't know, maybe it's just my opinion. Maybe some people just live like that every day. This is how they express themselves. This is they are. This is their brand. This is their image, they're trying to create. So I think what we are advising is not going to work for everybody. Like the different people would be having different goals. So, for themselves and what they're trying to express. But the average person, I would say, I think the person who doesn't know who they are yet, that's a good kind of rule of thumb. Go with the quality clothes, buy clothes which flatters your body and colors that flatters your body, instead of buying what other people are wearing or what is popular nowadays.
Think of a capsule wardrobe, which is a popular phrase nowadays. So
I never heard of it.
well, when you go shopping, you go for something, you have something in mind, like you have a list, you have a shopping list. This is what I need.
Usually I do.
So this is how many women end up with closets full of stuff and nothing to wear when they go shopping. And like I said, they look for, for a Madonna costume, and then where are you gonna wear it? What are you going to do with it? So you buy something and you just put it in the closet and wait for that day when you're going to go out one day, and then, that day may or may not come.
When you go shopping, you're looking for something to catch your eye? You don't have an actual shopping list in your head?
Well, it depends.
Or do you look for certain pieces?
It depends. It depends.
Like, for example, I'm looking for nice white pants for summer. Like something that fits me well, and, something that complements me, and a good lens which will go with a lot of things. So I know, for example, I need to add white pants because the ones which I had, I spilled coffee all over them. So so I have a shopping list for next time I go shopping. But I know that sometimes you're not gonna find what you need to add to your wardrobe on that particular day. And I think some people make this mistake by, well, it's good enough. I can buy this because it's close enough to what I need. Just because I have this one day to go shopping. I'm trying to stop that.
Yes.
If it's not fit me perfectly, where I want to just show these pants to everybody and take million pictures in them and never take them off again, I shouldn't buy that piece.
That is a great rule. That is a great rule.
Because like before I was compromising.
No, you shouldn't go with good enough. My rule is it has to be a good quality fabric. And all women who are self-conscious or worried about their weight, the worst thing that you could do, if you have even an ounce of extra weight or something that you're concerned about, the worst thing you can do is buying cheap clothes. If fabric is too thin, it's going to show everything. It's going to be cruel. It'll show every single imperfection you have. But if you buy nice, sturdy material, good quality, thick, it'll hide your imperfections.
And people are going to imagine all the best things.
Yes.
I noticed that, when you go sometimes out and you see somebody in like super tight clothes, and it's like, okay, I see everything. I just lost my appetite.
Yes.
Why?
It's like there's got to be some kind of secret.
Why are you doing this to us?
Yes, if you don't need to use your imagination when looking at someone, there is no mystery.
Yes, and you kind of go in a
like next. Next.
Well, some people like that. Some
people, it depends what you're going for.
I guess.
Always think about your audience and effect that you would like to make.
So, I know you love to travel.
Yes.
And you love hiking. I love going on the hikes with you. And the only time we actually went, you took me to this amazing place with a beautiful view. And I know you do it all the time.
Well, thank you for going there with me.
I wish I could go more. I promise. I wish I could go like every day pretty much. But what is your favorite place you ever traveled to? This is what I want to know.
Oh my gosh.
I
don't think there is a favorite place. At least I cannot, say that this is the best place. There are so many beautiful and gorgeous places. Your question is like, what's your favorite book? There's no such thing. There are a million of great books. One of the most beautiful places I've seen, that's definitely Iceland. It's just so gorgeous. It's just as I said, when I came back from there, I said, I'm waterfalled out. Like, you'll be driving and you'll see so many waterfalls that you'd never seen in your life. So there's so many beautiful, gorgeous. It's a country of waterfalls and rainbows. That's how I would describe it.
Well, and a lot of hot mineral geysers too, right? Yes. I saw you like kind of in the snow, but swimming at the same time in the hot water. Yeah, I actually grew up in an area like that in Russia, so I know it's not as extreme as it looks on the pictures, where you have like tons of snow around you and you sit in there like in a swimming suit in a pool, because it's nice and hot and it's only cold for like 5 seconds before you get there, and then you actually enjoy it. So, what's on your? Where do you see yourself in the future? What is on your plate? What are you working on, or where do you want to go travel? I mean, it's just I want you to come back in a couple of years and like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, remember
Couple of years? You don't want to see me sooner?
Of course, I want to see you sooner, you know. But I mean, is there anything like you have a dream? Like, you know, I always like, what's your dream? What's your perfect existence? I guess, or what's on your mind?
My dream is to travel the world, so to make a trip around the world. Definitely.
I was looking at those like around the world cruises.
I'm not sure if I would do it on a cruise,
That's so
but
comfortable.
yes.
That's
That's my thing. I definitely want to do a 7 or 10 day cruise, and then we'll go from there. We'll see how I feel about it. So far, I've only done the short ones. We'll see. But I definitely want to travel around the world.
I feel like the cruise is kind of a cheating thing because you don't go to every country.
Yes.
You only go to the countries which have actually access to the
water. Yes, and then you also only see touristy place.
Right.
So it's kind of like
you don't go to
not
fun,
authentic
places.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe it's been an hour already. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys who joined us on Facebook, thank you so much for listening and looking at us. Hello, Caroline. And I see Jahangir Ali joined us. And Rad. Oh my gosh, which countries are you from, guys? I wish you could tell us where you're from. So next time, just comment and send us your hearts from the countries you're joining us. I know we have a worldwide audience, but sometimes I really wonder, like, since we're talking about travel, like, where you guys are listening to us from. Well, unfortunately, it's been an hour and we're about to finish our today's, program. But I will definitely see you coming back. Tell me about your dream. You have 2 minutes. So what should I be looking for? Where will I see you next? I mean, I know your modeling career, you're a stylist. What's your dream? What's your dream about?
It's
besides traveling the world. It's a hobby.
I know. My dream is right now. I'm hoping to get my MBA. So that would be my dream. So yeah. And then my dream would be to create something that would help make this world a better place.
Okay, that can be a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that checked out. But thank you so much for joining us. I hope, guys who were listening to us, you got some insight. And of course, if you have more questions, we shared Larissa's information, her Instagram. You can actually contact her directly. Mm-hmm. And I highly recommend her. If you have a photo shoot you have in mind, if you're a model who's looking for inspiration, or you're a photographer who wants to work with a talented stylist and a model, actually, you do both, I would highly recommend you guys to contact Larissa and, worked with her together. I mean, I'll definitely will make sure we have a project together very shortly, and we'll share beautiful pictures with you guys. But thank you so much for coming. I hope what we talked about was helpful to some of our listeners, ladies, and we didn't touch on men. I don't know why. I mean, gosh, it's just 1 hour is not enough. It's not enough.
So much to discuss.
I think we'll have to, come back to that and talk about about the styling for men and clothes choices for men, and talk about men. Oh my gosh, I mean, we have so much talked about. So okay, so yeah, we'll see Larissa again sometime soon, I hope. And we'll talk more about it. But I just hope that you guys will have more questions for us, because we feel a little bit lonely. You're joining us, but you don't ask us anything. Come on, guys, don't just listen, participate. It makes so much more fun, all those programs we're doing for you. It's a talk show, and of course we like to talk, but we want you guys to join the conversation as well. So please check us out on Facebook, on Instagram. So Facebook, it's Behind the Velvet Rope with Irina. And because I realized a lot of people are on Instagram and they don't know Facebook exists, we actually just made a page for our show on Instagram as well. And this is just the first capital letters of our program. So it's BT, B as in boy, T as in Tom, V as in velvet, R as in rope, W as in with, and I as in Irina. So it's BTVRWI. That's our Instagram. So join us. All our guests, we are promoting there, so you'll know who's coming up. And you can see the pictures of our guests who already came over and, visited us. Anything you'd like to add at the end before we wrap it up?
Well, thank you so much for having me as your guest. I had fun.
Absolutely. It was such a pleasure having you. And as I said, we will continue the conversation behind the velvet rope, but we just gave you a little peek on our girls conversation here, guys. And as I said, our next guest is very, very interesting as well. I think all my guests are amazing. I have such a good taste and such a great friends. And I'm very humble.
Well, because you are an amazing woman.
I'm amazing, right? So yeah, but anyways, leave us your comments, leave us your questions for our guests. We try to get them during the week, and of course, join us next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, as always, and we'll take you places behind the velvet rope with Irina. Have a great night, guys. Bye.